snowstorms and freezing temperatures, SEPTA officials say their employees have been working nonstop to get their trains back on track.
All hands on deck type of approach to try to get our equipment back up and running for Monday morning's rush. Also knowing that come Tuesday, we're expecting that the low temperature again.
Chris, as we continue to move through this winter, its impact on budgets at agencies like SEPTA is beginning to be felt in a big way.
Very rough and long and expensive winter.
Later this morning, Pennsylvania Governor Tom Corbett will detail plans to improve SEPTA's Seacane train station in Delaware County. It's the first project to use money from that transportation funding bill.
Everybody work together to understand that this is for the greater good of a region and the greater good of a state. It's for the greater good of the Commonwealth.
It's SEPTA Safety Day here in 5 counties in Pennsylvania.
On Wednesday, you'll find SEPTA workers at all 120 stations system-wide, part of a major safety initiative, warning riders about the serious dangers of crossing the track.
Good morning, guys. SEPTA officials say they've seen an increase in the number of people who are so engrossed in their phones, whether it's email, text, or music, that they actually ignore crossing gates. There's even a video out there of someone stepping right off the platform into the track area because they're paying more attention to their phone than their surroundings. So this morning there are some SEPTA police officers out here handing out brochures which talk about how great technology is, but also how important it is to be aware.
We want people to look up and pay attention to their surroundings so they don't inadvertently step into a dangerous situation.
SEPTA makes the place that we call home special.
SEPTA and city officials breaking ground on the new 23rd and Venango bus loop.
It will not only be an improved SEPTA bus loop, but a grand gateway and transfer point for our riders.
Reconstruction of the Levittown station. The project will transform the station, which was built in the 1950s, into a state-of-the-art facility.
And in Delaware County, Pennsylvania today, SEPTA officials and several state representatives unveiled a new plan that will improve public transportation in Lansdowne and other parts of the county.
SEPTA marking its 50th anniversary with this Throwback Thursday event in Center City.
Vintage GMC bus from the 1970s was parked outside AT&T Station near the ballparks. Phillies fans were asked to share their favorite stories from lighting SEPTA.
All right!
Today we're getting a look at the future of SEPTA at City Hall and 15th Street. These new entrances, fare lines, and other enhancements done in conjunction with the Center City District's project are the first steps in a much larger modernization.
If this works, this will be the first public usage of the new turnstiles.
Also included a renovation of SEPTA's City Hall station.
Visitors will notice some big changes at SEPTA's Market East station. Officials announced today Market East will now be known as Jefferson Station.
The change is the result of a naming deal with Thomas Jefferson University Hospital.
SEPTA and Jefferson share many similarities. Both organizations are committed to offering outstanding services.
Good news for night owls using SEPTA rails on the weekends. Due to the overwhelming popularity of weekend overnight subway service on the Broad Street and Market Frankford line, SEPTA is extending the service indefinitely. SEPTA launched the pilot program in June. An average of 15,000 riders took advantage of the service between midnight and 5 a.m. each weekend.
Soon, Philadelphia public transit riders will be using modern technology to catch a ride. SEPTA is moving toward a smart card system. Officials plan to start testing the SEPTA key payment system later on this month.
We have breaking news in Old City, Philadelphia, 4th and Arch, where SEPTA and the TWU are announcing an agreement.
It balances the needs of our valuable workforce while operating the transit system in the most efficient manner possible. It's a great thing to get this thing done. I'm just.
You get a lot of NFL players on your trains?
No, only Connor.
An NFL player on the subway? What's going on here? What are you getting out of life that they're not getting?
Oh, that's where life happens, man.
Following us here, Temple, Kansas, at the Wells Fargo Center. Temple, when they play at the Wells Fargo Center, they take a 20-minute ride via the subway. They look comfortable. Thrilled.
It's been 3 months since SEPTA launched a campaign taking aim at rude behavior, and it appears riders are getting the message. SEPTA says the agency has received fewer complaints about things like bad language and people taking up 2 seats
SEPTA has made a concerted effort to catch the fare jumpers. The number of summonses handed out to violators has jumped from 416 in 2011 to over 3,000 last year. In the first 6 months of this year, 2,300 summonses have been issued.
And it's not because fare evasion is astronomically increasing. It's because we're catching them.
This is SEPTA's 6th annual Stop Hunger at Your Station food drive to benefit Phil Abundance. SEPTA officials and employees kick things off here at Dilworth Park outside of City Hall.
Santa and Mrs. Claus ditched the sleigh today and arrived by subway in Center City. People cheered as the Christmas couple got off SEPTA's Market Frankfurt line.
SEPTA headquarters in Center City looked a lot like Santa's workshop today. Volunteer elves sorted thousands of toys and games for kids. For 34 years, employees have filled bright red barrels with donations in the authorities' Yule Toy Drive. But the big story on Action News tonight is a very memorable Christmas birth. Instead of a manger, this baby came into the world on a SEPTA train. And instead of 3 wise men, the mother had 2 transit police officers.
SEPTA says the train was approaching a stop in Philadelphia last night, and the officers jumped on board to help her out.
This is the best Christmas I've ever had.
As we reflect on 2014 and look forward to next year, 2015, I want to first and foremost thank all our customers for their loyalty in riding public transportation and riding SEPTA throughout the year. I also want to thank all the advocates and supporters for public transportation that help secure funding for transportation throughout the Commonwealth and specifically for SEPTA.